Hello, everyone. I'm George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here for WNK. And what we're talking about is on Sunday, June 25th, a strong to severe setup should occur in southern Indiana and drift southeast into Kentucky. There are all modes of severe weather on the table. Make sure you tune into this entire video. Get every ounce of information that you can. We hope that this kind of thing busts. But at the end of the day, our job is to prepare you for what the realistic probabilities are. And that's what we're going to do in the video. So if you like this type of content, please leave a comment. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Drop a like on the video, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, help us out here. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, and let's get into the video. So first things first here, where is all this coming from? It's been kind of an abnormal June. We went from being super quiet, super calm, really nice weather to what has seemed the last week to be nonstop action in terms of rainfall. Now we're talking about severe weather probabilities, and what is happening here. A low pressure will scoot at the top of your screen from the west to the east in the northern part of the United States. As it does, it drops a little bit south and into a more favorable spot for strong to severe storms to go ahead and produce themselves into that Kentucky area by late Sunday, perhaps Sunday evening into Monday morning. So that is where the storm system is coming from, a low pressure to our north, a pretty strong low pressure for this time of year. Real quickly, I just want to feature how these dew points are going to be looking on Saturday and Sunday as well. So for now, obviously, it's around 60s in the dew points. Saturday, they start to crank up a little bit. You can see in some spots already toward the 70-degree dew point line. And then by Sunday, a whopping mid to upper 70s on the dew points, which is extremely uncomfortable. You're not going to even want to look outside or you may start sweating. So a really humid and warm environment. Temperatures are going to be anywhere between the mid to upper 70s to even 80s and close in some places to the lower 90s. As it pushes on 3 to 4 p.m., you can see that Paducah sitting at 96 degrees Fahrenheit, 88 in Elizabethtown, 79 in Lexington. Now, this is going to set the stage for some storms move in, and the reason the western part of the state is more warm than the eastern part of the state is because we do expect more rain activity toward the I-65 corridor and then pushing east. So it kind of leaves the rain over to the east, while it's a little more dry to the west. Hence, that's why you get the warmer temperatures out toward Paducah. What it's going to feel like on Sunday is just straight up miserable mugginess. The heat index may go toward 110 degrees toward Paducah, 100 degrees flat in Elizabethtown, and again 80 degrees or so out toward Lexington, where we expect more of the rain showers to pop up. Now, this model might be overdoing it a little bit, but nonetheless, anything over 100 is super uncomfortable, and the higher you go, obviously, the more unbearable it gets. So you're not even want to go to look outside Sunday afternoon. So again, these temperatures and dew points kind of set the stage for a muggy and unstable atmosphere to perhaps support strong to severe thunderstorms. So let's head on over to what the radar might look like on Sunday. So as we wake up on Sunday morning, a few rain showers do present themselves. This is actually valid for 8 a.m. Eastern time. You can see a line of showers more toward the I-65 corridor and then just a little bit west of it. As we advance this on through, you can see those kind of start falling apart as they push out to the east here, creating some rain showers for southeastern Kentucky toward the early to mid-afternoon hours. This should go ahead and push out, and that sets the stage for our strong to severe night. We have nothing really going on. This should allow the environment to go ahead and what we call destabilize, basically meaning that the environment should go ahead and become unstable and support strong to severe thunderstorms. Now, when we push this line on through here, the radar on through, you can see around 11 p.m. Eastern time, this gets going a little bit. I think this might be a bit too late, so that's why we put the 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. time frame on there. As short-range models come into this over the next 24 hours or so, we will be able to fine-tune that timing and risk zone map for you. So if you don't know what the risk zone map looks like, it's actually going to be up on your screen right now. Then we have we have 5 risk zones, 1 through 5. 1 obviously being the least severe, 5 being the most severe. We do have a level 4 out of 5 risk for north central and northeastern Kentucky, because that's where we feel like the main general ingredients will overlap and line up the most, creating the most chance for a tornado or two. I don't think the tornado odds are super high, but I think they are some of the highest tornado odds that we've had probably in a few months. And so that's why we have the purple zone there. In that red zone, we expect mainly heavy winds and large hail to really be the main threats there. And then those yellow zones kind of just covering our bases there. That's kind of where storms may fire. They may not. You may not see a thing. They may fire. If they do, they should be strong to severe as well. So that's why we have those yellow zones placed there for the 2 out of 5 risk. But back over here to the radar now, we have a line of storms pushing through. This model data, again, this is actually valid for 2 a.m. Eastern time, has more of a line look to it rather than cellular. I will say on more of the short range models that are just now beginning to see this storm, it looks a little bit more cellular. Try to say that fast 3 times. Looks a bit more cellular versus a line, and that's important, right? If we have a little bit more of a break in the line and it's more of a cellular look, more energy can be placed to individual cells. If we have more of a line, it creates more of that energy having to be pushed out amongst the whole line, which should lower the tornado threat, but it would increase the high wind and damaging wind threat. The winds look impressive with this. Now this thing is going to be cranking. I'm actually going to pull it out here to our national view so you kind of get just an overall look of how it's kind of shaping up here. So as I push this on through here for Sunday afternoon, you can kind of see. Now this kind of shows us the winds that should be happening above our heads. This is actually 500 millibars, so it's way above our heads. You can see the winds are cranking up there. I mean, almost 50 to 70 mile per hour or so. If not, in some cases, it might be slightly more. Just a little bit lower to the ground, but still above our heads here at the 850 millibar level. It still shows winds being able to transport themselves on the way down, and actually shows quite a big wind burst toward the northern portion of Kentucky, kind of where we have that purple zone set up, almost 70 to 90 mile per hour winds there. So if storms can get tall enough and tap into those winds, we have a really high concern for damaging wind threat, a lower end concern for tornado threat, but it's not zero. I would say, again, this is probably our highest odds for tornadic activity in probably a few months. Now, that's not to scare anyone. That's just to be transparent. I still think the primary concerns are absolutely large hail, maybe even up to 2 inches in diameter. And then, again, primary concern as well of damaging wind gusts pushing through. I kind of want to go ahead and show you just a little bit of what the short-range model is seeing now. Again, this model is just now being able to see the edge of this storm, but it kind of gives us an idea of what may be shaping up. And as these models continue to come in a little bit, they'll be able to help us fine-tune kind of the exact details. So this is, again, as we wake up on Sunday morning, you can see that other model had like a big blob of rain. This isn't really seeing a massive blob of rain. It's kind of just giving us a little bit, and it's actually earlier with it, which is even more of a concerning signal. We want these storms to kind of linger and last into the afternoon, creating a little bit less time for that environment to, again, destabilize. But as this moves on out through here, you can see it brings the line in around 8 p.m. to southern Indiana, and then it should drop us around 10 or 11 p.m. So again, a smidge earlier than what the North American model showed. Its high-res friend here shows it a little bit faster. Again, can't see the entire storm here, so it's not showing up anything for Kentucky, but we can see what's happening in southern Indiana, which should help us get an idea of how this is comparing to more of the mid-range models versus short-range data. So we hope to have more information and more answers for you over the next 24 to 48 hours. So make sure you're checking out our Facebook page at WNKWX over there. I've been George Herbig, Chief Forecaster here for WNK. I hope this information has helped you out. Please take the time to make sure that all your safety measures are caught up to date. Make sure you have fresh batteries in your weather radios. Make sure you have a plan for tornadic activity if anything does become the worst case scenario. And make sure you have a plan to cover your cars with tarps and take care of anything outdoors that may be impacted by large hail. Again, all modes of severe weather are on the table for much of Kentucky. Again, all information on our page. I'm George Herbig. Please, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, hit that subscribe, comment any questions you may have. I'll try to get to them for you. Take care, Kentucky, and be safe.